Our size is not an indicator of how much we eat, with exceptions, of course. There are
With exceptions for fundamentally you're eating like, okay, Jacqueline Black over here. It's directly related. Size versus what we eat. One more.
What's in the box?
One more at the buzzer for 3.
Okay, let's talk about
Airball.
this. Eating food is not wrong. It's not immoral. You're not a bad person.
Eating
And
food's not immoral? Oh my goodness. Thank God. Thank God, because I eat frequently. I felt like a terrible person. Papa Sawyer, why are you eating steak? You ate another burger. You ate an apple. Because every time I eat, I think about my morality.
that's that. The other thing I want to talk about is about size. We all must know at this point that our size is not an indicator of how much we eat, with exceptions, of course. There are
With exceptions for fundamentally you're eating like, okay, Jacqueline Black over here. It's directly related. Just directly
so
related.
many things that affect our size and our weight and our body. Genetics, the metabolism, how we get treated, stress levels, hormones,
Yeah.
medication. That's just a few reasons. You can be fat and eat little food and still be fat. You can be skinny and eat a lot of food and still be skinny.
Exceptions
So
don't make the rule.
it's time that we stop policing people's bodies, people's foods.
No one's policing anyone's bodies and no one's policing anyone's food. Just because you don't have self-control and you're not doing things properly, which is factual. Look, again, people aren't educated properly about nutrition. I haven't always been doing things optimally, but it's objectively a reality. People don't take care of their environments. They don't take care of all the things that are impacting their health, and then they wonder why they have health complications. You don't take care of the things in your environment that are directly leading to you having health issues and obesity related issues. And okay, well, guess what's going to happen if you don't take care of those things? You're going to have problems. The same way people still think, I know someone that it's like people that think like, oh, I'm going to start eating healthy, and they get like a chicken Caesar salad. And they're putting that shit all over it. They're eating this garbage. It's fucking garbage. Well, I'm going to eat healthy. Let me get a salad. Gross.
What to do, what not to do with them, because at the end of the day, it's not our business. You decide what you want to do with your body and what you want to eat and do, and how you want to live.
Okay, so there's a lot of things here. I don't want to go too far into it, but yeah, you have freedoms to a point. You do. But you can't just do anything you want because it does affect society. So if we're living in a society, just saying culturally, okay, like yes, you should have the freedoms to do things, right? And people can stay out of each other's business, but at the same time, you're welcome to your opinions, right? She's welcome to her opinions. I'm welcome to mine. But I'm just saying it does affect society as a whole. I think this is something that shouldn't change with laws. It shouldn't change from the top down. It should change from the culture. So if we extract the pussification of our society, these types of things won't be the outcome. So I'm not saying people should have the right to make certain choices or food choices, right? So here's the thing. I'm not saying that McDonald's or Burger King shouldn't exist. In fact, I think that they shouldn't exist, but they shouldn't exist because people choose not. So if everyone stops purchasing, if everyone all of a sudden stopped buying, people just stopped literally, boom, across the world. No one went to a McDonald's, and guess what? They're going to go out of business. They're going to shut the stores, right? Just like Bud Light is laying off people because, yeah, people don't buy that piss water anymore. They fucked up. They never apologized. They didn't do anything right. They're like, okay, they want to lose all their money and they want to, yeah, people are going to get fired and laid off because they don't need people to make as much beer anymore. They're going to shut down breweries. They're going to shut down. So I don't think these things should exist, but not because they shouldn't have the right to exist. I think if people, I mean, honestly, you can very well make laws about not using genetically modified ingredients by pumping corn and soy. There are a lot of things that just shouldn't be used. But it's just like laws that are on the books that don't get enforced because some laws are just stupid and culturally people aren't going to pay attention to them. So there are a lot of laws that don't get enforced because it's just not culturally acceptable to enforce certain laws. So just because it's in law doesn't mean it's going to be enforced on a cultural level. So I think people should be allowed to make certain things or produce certain products, but at the same time, people shouldn't fucking buy them. And that's the thing. If people buy them, then they're going to make money and they're going to keep on making more of those products. It's a business. If everyone stopped buying this fucking shit, then guess what? They're not going to have a business. So, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, I think by default, I don't want to infringe on people's rights to do things. I'm more than welcome to my opinion on whether or not they should do things, but I'm not trying to control what other people do. I want them to come to the realization like, hey, this is a terrible idea and make that decision for themselves. Again, these companies or these food products and these things would not exist if people just stopped buying them or made it clear that they're not going to buy them anymore. Hey, if you're putting this stuff in the food, I'm not buying that shit. Right? Nesquik or Coca-Cola, we're not buying that shit anymore. It would disappear from the shelves fucking overnight. And you know it would. Period. So, and other products would be more successful and there'd be more money going elsewhere. So because of the whole Bud Light thing, it's not that people stop being fucking lazy alcoholics. They're still buying beer. They're just buying Modelo or they're buying other brands. So it's not like people just stop drinking beer. People aren't going to stop eating food. They're just going to make different food choices. So if everyone all of a sudden said, we want regenerative farming or we want beef and we want this, then there'd be all that money, all that focus, all that attention would go to, there's tons of land in this country. There's so much space. There's so much, ability to facilitate different types of agriculture. I'm not saying there wouldn't be growing pains and there would be issues with producing and upscaling things like overnight, but it wouldn't happen overnight. But you get my point. If people aren't buying it, they're not going to make it. That's all it is. If someone demands a product and they make it and people buy it, then they're going to keep on making the product as long as it's profitable. If it's not profitable, they stop making it. People stop buying oat milk and that garbage. All right. So I guess let's just.
And I decide over my body and they decide over their body and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not wrong eating a lot of food.
It is.
It's not a bad thing. It's not immoral.
It is.
We all have to eat.
In my opinion.
And the only thing...
So we all have to eat, so I can just eat whatever I want. Like, yeah, it is immoral in many ways, right? Do you think it's immoral to just self-loathe and to harm your body and to eat to excess? You can make a very good argument that it is immoral to just trash yourself. So anyway, again, treading over people's rights and be like, you can't eat those things. It should come from within. You should want to make better choices. Is it wrong? Shut the fuck up. It's all subjective there. I mean, it's objectively bad for you, but just because you can make an argument that it's not morally wrong, which is a weird one, don't you want to be healthier? You can tell yourself whatever you want. Brainwashing is a real thing. You can delude yourself very easily.
What matters is that we feel good in our own bodies and that we can enjoy life and manage through life. And yeah.
So you can't enjoy life when you're morbidly obese. It's very challenging. Anyone that's overweight or morbidly obese to that point, the way she looks, you're not enjoying your life to the fullest. You're not comfortable. You can tell yourself whatever you want, but you're not physically comfortable. Any of you been morbidly obese like that and lost a lot of weight? And the reason that people try to justify that is because they don't change. They don't have that perspective. Everyone deserves love and morality, and you can have a love your life. Are you going to love your life if you're 400 pounds as much as you will if you're 150? You have trouble getting into cars, standing up, you're out of breath, walking down the street or up 6 fucking stairs. It's not comfortable. You have trouble sleeping at night. You have trouble maneuvering in a bathroom or a bathtub to the point where you have to complain about airplane seats or toilets and stalls because you're too fucking fat for a goddamn room. Come on, man. No one, look, anyone who's been obese or is currently obese that uses their brain cells to, maybe a 30% capacity, maybe 20%. And this has nothing to do with making fun of obese people. Quite the opposite. Take ownership of your life, make those positive changes, and you can make changes. Why are some people losing tons of fat and making positive changes? Guess what? Because they changed their fucking habits and they're doing it properly. So it's totally possible. So that's the problem. When you're actively trying to justify being obese, there's the evil. There's the sinister and the immoral nature, because you're promoting that to other people who are susceptible to your bullshit. So you're actually spreading death and disease. And we won't stand for it. No, we won't.
America, fuck yeah! We stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke. Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transfer to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown. You are the king and apology. You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity though. Y'all play it